In this video, we're going to go through and talk about some of the most popular dividend-focused ETFs across the entire market, anything from lower yielding ones to some of the highest yielding names in the game. I'm going to go through and share with you guys what each of these ETFs are, how they work, what they have to offer, and then towards the end of the video, I'm going to share with you exactly how much money you need to invest potentially into each of these to earn $500 per month in dividends. Now, I already went through some of the numbers, and I promise you guys some of these are shocking, so you definitely are going to want to stick around. So if you're currently a dividend investor building out your long-term portfolio, definitely stick around, drop a link down below, and let's get right into it. My A to Z dividend investing ebook has helped countless dividend investors get started with their journey. And my custom dividend tracker that I'm constantly using here on the channel has also helped so many investors stay on track and allow them to see their dividend income in real time. Well, today I have another treat for you guys. I'm not only going to offer you my A to Z dividend investing ebook and the custom dividend tracker, but also just for a short limited time, I'm going to be adding in my brand new weekly dividend blueprint ebook to show you how you can get started with weekly dividend ETFs and add this into your investing strategy. This offer is not going to last long, so go ahead and click the first link down below in my description, and you're going to get both ebooks and the custom dividend tracker bundle. But like I said, please act fast because this won't be around for long. Now let's get back into the video. Now we're going to start with something that offers a very low yield of 1.19%, but offers a ton of growth potential, or at least has grown like crazy over time. We're talking about VIG, the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, which is by no means a high yielding dividend ETF, but hey, it does offer a dividend. Now, as the video goes on, we're going to get into some higher and higher yielding names, all the way to some of the highest yielding names across the entire market. Now, this ETF offers exposure to the S&P 500, which represents 500 of the largest US companies. Now, VIG only pays out around $1.70, $1.80 per share per quarter, so this ETF is not going to get you rich whatsoever when it comes to cash flow. But looking at the performance of VIG since inception, 664% since 2010, which is why VIG is sort of the gold standard when it comes to investing altogether. The next ETF that offers around a 5% starting yield more or less and offers monthly income generation is DIVO, or the Amplify CWP Enhanced Dividend Income ETF. Now, DIVO offers exposure to high quality dividend oriented stocks, but then along with that sells covered calls and individual names, which offers that 5% more or less yield starting off, which isn't bad whatsoever. And DIVO has been a lot more impressive than a lot of investors give it credit for. DIVO since inception has offered around a 12% return on average every single year. And to be honest, DIVO has been a long-term fixture in my portfolio. One of the most popular names, I'm sure you guys either own this one or probably have thought about it, is JPQ, the JPMorgan NASDAQ Equity Premium Income ETF. Now, JPQ as of right now offers around a 10% yield going off the most recent dividend, or around 11% more or less if we look at historical numbers. Now, JPQ of course offers NASDAQ 100 exposure through a high income strategy, and with that 10 or 11% yield, you are getting into that higher range now, offering investors a boatload of cash flow from day one. Now, I promised you guys we are going to get into some higher and higher yielding names, even into some ultra high yielding names. SPYI is one of my personal favorite ETFs across the entire market. That's because it offers S&P 500 high income exposure. With SPYI, we're talking about a 12% distribution rate and at least historically more or less 50 cents per share per month of every single share of this one that you own. SPYI's brother or sister, the NEO's NASDAQ 100 high income ETF, QQQY, offers almost a 15% yield and offers NASDAQ 100 exposure through a high income strategy. Now, this ETF, at least since inception, has offered investors anywhere from 60 cents or more per share per month for the most part. But now we're officially getting into some of the ultra high yielding ETFs. SPYT, the Defiance S&P 500 Income Target ETF, which has a 21% distribution rate. Now, this ETF sells daily credit call spreads on the S&P 500 index, offering the potential for massive amounts of income. And at least so far, this ETF has been able to deliver. I own some shares of it in my portfolio, and the amount of income generation relative to what you spend on a share of it has been outstanding. Few more last names to go through before I share with you guys the final numbers of what it would take to receive $500 in dividends per month from all these ETFs we're talking about. BTCI, one of my favorite Bitcoin high income ETFs, which offers exposure to Bitcoin through a high income strategy. This one offers a 28% distribution rate and does so because Bitcoin is fairly volatile. The last two names, very popular names to go through, is ULTY, the YieldMax Ultra Option Income Strategy ETF, which offers exposure to very volatile single names, and at least historically it's paid out a boatload of income every single week. Now, last but not least, we have MISTY, the YieldMax MSTR Option Income Strategy ETF, which offers a 90% yield, basically the same more or less as ULTY, offers monthly distributions, but this ultra high yielding ETF has basically outperformed almost everything since inception, up over 330%. Now, last, let's go over the final numbers. The investment needed based off of the current yields for a $500 per month paycheck. With VIG, because it's only a 1.9% yield, you are going to need a boatload of capital, $504,000 invested into VIG, and you're going to receive around $500 per month in income. With Devo, you need much less invested, but still quite a bit, $123,000 invested into Devo based off that 4.85% yield. Now, because JPQ offers around a 10% yield, you only need around $60,000 invested to receive $500 per month, which is kind of crazy. SPYI, because of the 12% yield, you need $50,000. QQQI, for the 14% yield, you need $42,000 invested to receive $500 per month based off the current yields. For SPYT, you need much less, $28,571 based off the 21% yield. This could potentially pay you $500 per month. Now here's where it gets real crazy. These ultra high yielders like BTCI, you only need over $21,000 based off that 28% yield to receive $500 per month. Then we have ULTY and MSTY, which offer, as of right now, around a 90% distribution rate. $6,700 more or less is what you would need. Invest into each one of them in order to earn $500 per month. Now, I think it goes without saying, but especially for the newer investors watching this, never use yield all on its own as a metric to buy into X, Y, or Z stock or ETF. Look into each individual asset, do your due diligence, and figure out if what it offers, as far as the underlying, as far as the strategy, as far as the risks and everything else, and figure out if it matches what you're looking for. But lastly, before I go, I do have a question for you guys down below across the entire market as of right now, as far as ultra high yielding ETFs. What's your number one favorite name as it sits currently? Let me know in the comments down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to please drop a like on it and subscribe for more future content like this. Thanks as always for stopping by, and if you are interested in investing, make sure to check out these recent videos I posted right here.